If you have breath in your body, you need life insurance. That's the bottom line. I hear people tell me sometimes, oh, I don't need life insurance, I'm fine. What I want you to think about is this. If you have that belief, if you are watching me right now and you have that belief, then what I want you to think about is the fact that coming into this earth, so being born and dying, cost money. Unless you plan unless you were born in a field, right, and you plan to die without a funeral or anything else like that, it costs money. So at the very least, having life insurance in place is a way to make sure that you are able to take care of your own final expenses. Because by making the choice not to have life insurance, you're making the choice to say someone else will handle what I should have been responsible for. People in a lot of cases don't even have the room to grieve because their loved one didn't plan accordingly for their own death. And so what ends up happening is that now they're dealing with the unexpected death of a loved one, because most of the time death is unexpected. So they're dealing with the unexpected death of the loved one, but they can't even grieve properly because now they have to deal with the financial burden that comes with having to take care of expenses that someone else could have taken care of themselves if they made a practice choice. You know, I get it. I get it that thinking about your own death and thinking about life insurance can feel morbid for some people. I get that. But what I want you to think about is also, is it harder to think about your death than it is to think about your legacy being irresponsible, your legacy being that you left financial burdens for your family, your legacy being that because of the choices that you made within your life, you set together a scenario where one of your family members is facing bankruptcy, could be facing bankruptcy because of the expenses you left behind. One of the number one causes of bankruptcy, one of the leading causes of bankruptcy is the final expenses that are left behind when someone dies. Is that what you want your legacy to be? I think it's pure selfishness. I really do believe this. I believe it is pure selfishness to say that because you don't want to think about death and think about insurance, that somehow or another you're going to avoid thinking about it and leave the burden to someone else. Beyond that, when we think about a lot of these groups out here, ethnic groups, racial groups out here, who continue to transfer wealth between generations, sure, intergenerational wealth is created from building businesses and things of that nature, which is why I encourage people to start businesses. No matter what you do, have multiple streams of income. But also a huge way to transfer wealth between generations is through insurance. You know, because for pennies on the dollar, literally, you are able to create wealth for that next generation to have so that they can have a life that's easier than yours. If you are a parent, if you have anyone who's dependent on you, for me, I don't have children. I've got my nieces and nephews. And when I think about them and think about the lives that I want them to have, the ability for them to not have to use a credit card to start a business like I did. I had to run up my credit to start National Care Financial Group. I had to scrape and I had to struggle a little bit because I didn't have a lot of extra money to be able to do it. When I think about wanting to create a better platform and a legacy of being able to create wealth for my family, having insurance in place enables me to do that. That way, no matter what happens to National Care, if National Care fell apart tomorrow, I know I've got my policies in place that can still allow me to create a legacy for myself. So that's really what I say when I think about life insurance, is if you have breath in your body, if you have a desire to create a legacy for yourself, there's something other than being a burden and creating debt. You need to get life insurance, period, dot, end of story. And here's the other thing, just to throw this in there as the kicker, the clincher, as they say. People say, well, I don't know if my health can do it. Let me tell you this. Insurance companies are in the business of making money, which means that they want to issue policies. I don't care if you have HIV. You can still get up to $2 million in coverage through National Care. You can, absolutely. I don't care if you have diabetes. You can get it. I don't care if you have high blood pressure. Right? So saying I'm afraid that my health is not good enough, that's an excuse. Pick up the phone. It's not over until you're told that you're denied. And I can almost guarantee you that out of the 106 carriers we work with, we can find somebody that can help you.